The world without Amazon. It's hard to imagine, right? But what if I told you that the e-commerce giant is in huge trouble right now? Yes, you heard that right. The company that has become synonymous with online shopping is facing some serious challenges that could potentially change the game for them. This largest online retailer and tech powerhouse in the world is currently facing a series of daunting challenges that range from billionaire losses, crashing stock values, mass store closings, layoffs, negative profits, and a chilling outlook for 2023 and beyond. As one of the biggest players in the market, Amazon is being absolutely crushed in the brick-and-mortar sector, and it is apparent that something really scary is happening in the retail industry. We have compiled several facts that reveal why Amazon's retail stores are being financially eviscerated and why they are doomed to fail. Amazon's acquisition of Whole Foods in 2017 has turned out to be a fiasco, with the online retailer shuttering dozens of Whole Foods stores all over the U.S. Cash-strapped consumers are turning to big box and discount retailers to stretch their dollars as far as they possibly can. Amazon is struggling to differentiate itself from other established competitors in the market. The organic grocery chain is struggling with declining profits, and even CEO Andy Jassy has admitted that Amazon is postponing new store openings and canceling plans for new locations until they figure out how to compete in this highly competitive industry. Amazon is failing to adapt to the food sector's wafer-thin profit margins, and the company is losing the competition against other major grocery retailers who already have consumers in their pocket. Amazon has a dismal share of the grocery market, with just 1.2% of sales. Walmart, the largest grocer in the U.S., has over 25% of the grocery market share. According to Euromonitor, Kroger has just over 8%, and Albertsons is roughly 5%. Amazon seems lost when it comes to opening a viable grocery chain. Retail consultant Britton Ladd, who formerly worked as a strategist for the company's grocery business, says that Amazon right now does not have any strategy for physical grocery stores, just a bunch of ideas. Amazon's biggest mistake was not following up its Whole Foods acquisition with any meaningful integration or expansion of the brand. U.S. consumers aren't particularly attracted by Amazon Fresh stores. The few Amazon Fresh retail stores that are still standing in the U.S. are about to close soon. The company is shuttering all locations in this format to focus on other projects considered more profitable. CEO Andy Jassy said that the retail giant didn't nail down a successful model when it comes to Amazon Fresh stores. "We're still trying to find a format that we think resonates with customers," he said. Like any physical retailer, we periodically assess our portfolio of stores and make optimization decisions along the way, an Amazon spokesperson said in a statement emailed to CNBC. Also, Amazon's highly publicized ventures was its Amazon Go convenience stores. The stores allowed customers to pick up products and walk straight out without having to line up at a cashier. However, critics argue that Amazon focused too much on the technology in the stores rather than the retail experience itself. Consumers are not going to shop somewhere just because it has walkout technology or a fancy car that scans items as you add them. Amazon needs something else to entice customers, and it doesn't know what that enticing factor is. Analysts stress that Amazon doesn't have its act together in grocery, and it's sort of stumbling around in the dark to see what might work. Amazon's environmental impact has been a source of concern for many stakeholders. The company has been accused of contributing to climate change through its large carbon footprint, which includes emissions from its data centers, delivery vehicles, and packaging materials. The company has also faced criticism over its waste management practices, including the disposal of unsold products and excess packaging. In response to these concerns, Amazon has made some efforts to reduce its environmental impact. The company has set a goal of net zero carbon emissions by 2040 and has invested in renewable energy projects such as wind and solar power. Additionally, the company has implemented packaging programs to reduce waste, including the use of more sustainable materials and offering recycling options for customers. However, some environmental advocates argue that these efforts are not enough. Amazon's carbon footprint is still significant, and the company has been criticized for not doing enough to address its impact on the environment. Additionally, the company's reliance on single-use packaging has been a source of concern, with critics arguing that more needs to be done to reduce waste and promote circularity. As consumers become more environmentally conscious, Amazon's environmental impact could become a significant factor in purchasing decisions. If the company fails to address these concerns, it could lose customers to competitors that prioritize sustainability. Amazon sellers are a crucial component of the company's e-commerce ecosystem. However, in recent years, there have been growing concerns among sellers about Amazon's policies and practices, which could lead to a decline in the number of sellers on the platform. One of the primary concerns among sellers is Amazon's opaque and frequently changing policies. Sellers have reported difficulties in understanding and complying with Amazon's rules, which can result in sudden account suspensions or bans. This can be particularly problematic for small sellers who depend on Amazon for a significant portion of their income. Another issue that sellers have raised is the lack of communication and support from Amazon. Sellers have reported difficulties in getting in touch with Amazon's customer support team, which can make it challenging to resolve issues quickly. Additionally, some sellers have reported that Amazon's support team is not adequately equipped to handle the specific issues that arise for sellers. Sellers have also raised concerns about the high fees that Amazon charges for its services. While Amazon provides access to a large customer base, some sellers feel that the fees are too high and can eat into their profits. Finally, sellers have reported frustration over the prevalence of counterfeit products on Amazon's platform, which can damage the reputation of legitimate sellers and lead to lost sales. These concerns have led some sellers to explore other e-commerce platforms or to establish their own e-commerce websites. If Amazon fails to address these issues, it could lead to a decline in the number of sellers on the platform, which could have a significant impact on Amazon's revenue and growth prospects. Another venture that hasn't worked out as planned is Amazon's pop-up stores. The company has started to shutter some of the last kiosks of its pop-up stores located in Whole Foods and Kohl's. The format was another no for U.S. customers, and the decision was made after several quarters of shrinking revenue. Amazon said it has more lucrative plans to work on, indicating that pop-up stores were not profitable. Amazon's bookstore business, once one of the largest bookstore chains in the country, is officially over. The company confirmed that it is closing all of its physical bookstores across 12 states. Analysts argue that the decline of the stores may be related to the fact that Amazon tried to emulate its online business model on physical retail instead of adapting to the market. The bookstores stocked books with high online ratings, displayed with reviews from the Amazon website. However, spending time browsing here was among the most dismal shopping experiences in recent memory. The stores were joyless, arbitrary, spiritually empty, and the selection was incredibly sparse. Readers generally didn't care if books were on a lot of other people's wish lists, had 4.8 versus 4.7 stars, or were hard to find on Amazon. Amazon's business model heavily relies on third-party sellers, who account for a significant portion of the products sold on the platform. While this has allowed Amazon to rapidly expand its product offerings, it also brings inherent risks. The company has limited control over the quality and authenticity of products sold by third-party sellers, which could damage its reputation if customers receive defective or counterfeit products. Moreover, Amazon has faced criticism over its treatment of third-party sellers, who have reported increased frustration over the company's policies and practices. For instance, sellers have complained about being suspended without warning or explanation, fees charged by Amazon, and the lack of communication from the company. The reliance on third-party sellers also poses supply chain challenges, particularly during peak demand periods such as the holiday season. Amazon has struggled with ensuring timely deliveries and managing inventory levels during these periods, which could impact customer satisfaction and ultimately the company's bottom line. Overall, while the dependence on third-party sellers has been a key driver of Amazon's success, it also presents significant challenges that the company must address to maintain its market leadership position. 4-star stores were another attempt by Amazon to combine its in-store and online experience by offering top-selling products on the web at physical locations. However, sales growth of 4-star stores has noticeably lacked the company's sales on its online business. Since 2019, 4-star stores have been a big loss of money for the company, and many of them have already been shut down. In addition, Amazon is abandoning plans for warehouse expansion amid fears of a prolonged economic downturn. Industry reports tracked cancellations, closures, and delays, and the company's top priority is now cutting costs in its operations to weather the storm that is coming. Amazon, the world's largest online retailer, has been forced to conduct a significant number of job cuts due to economic uncertainty. The company has recently announced its plans to lay off an additional 9,000 employees starting this month, following a previous cut of 18,000 jobs in January. These actions have been taken to realign the company with potentially recessionary market conditions, which have impacted the company's revenue growth. Amazon spokesperson noted that in order to run their business sustainably, they had to make the difficult decision to shrink their workforce. In addition, the company announced that around 400 employees in human resources and 100 employees in the video games business are also going to lose their jobs in the coming months. Amazon's employment numbers have seen a significant decline since the peak of the pandemic in 2021. The company employed over 1.6 million part-time and full-time workers at its peak. But its latest financial report shows that this number has reduced to 1.5 million. This indicates that over 100,000 employees have been laid off in the past 24 months. The pandemic has affected the entire retail industry, and Amazon has been no exception. The company's decision to reduce its workforce has been necessary to adapt to changing market conditions and to ensure its long-term sustainability. Amazon's competitors are outpacing the company in terms of innovation in key areas. For instance, Walmart has made significant progress in drone deliveries, launching over 6,000 drone deliveries in 2022. While Amazon only started offering the service in late December. Walmart has also launched text-to-shop and visual search features, improved its mobile shopping experience, and expanded the use of automation in its fulfillment centers. These actions have helped Walmart to gain a competitive advantage, as consumers are increasingly seeking retailers that offer the best value. Amazon needs to keep up with its competitors to remain relevant in the ever-changing retail industry. In recent years, there has been a shift in the e-commerce industry towards a hybrid model that combines online and brick-and-mortar retail. Many e-commerce companies such as Warby Parker and Casper have already made the move to physical stores, while others like Amazon are slowly starting to explore this option. This shift is driven by several factors, including the desire to provide customers with a more immersive and personalized shopping experience, as well as the need to reduce reliance on online advertising and shipping costs. Brick-and-mortar stores also offer an opportunity to expand brand awareness and reach new customers who may not be as comfortable shopping online. Amazon has already made a foray into brick-and-mortar retail with its acquisition of Whole Foods, and the company has also experimented with physical bookstores and cashierless convenience stores. However, Amazon's shift to brick-and-mortar has been relatively slow compared to some of its competitors. With the rise of hybrid retail models, Amazon's dominance in the e-commerce industry may be threatened if it fails to adapt quickly enough. However, Amazon's vast resources and customer base give it a unique advantage, and it remains to be seen how the company will navigate this changing landscape. Despite pandemic-fueled shopping sprees, Amazon made no profits in 2022. The retail giant reported its first unprofitable year since 2014 in March, as growth has slowed down in its biggest money-making division, the cloud computing business. High inflation and interest rates have caused many companies to scale back their investments, which has also affected Amazon's cloud computing business. The company is feeling the hangover from the pandemic, which has had a significant impact on the entire retail industry. Amazon needs to develop new strategies to overcome these challenges and ensure its long-term sustainability. Inflation is a critical factor that can impact any business, and Amazon is no exception. As inflation rises, it can increase the cost of goods and services, including labor, transportation, and raw materials. This can result in higher prices for consumers, which can reduce demand and erode profit margins for Amazon. Amazon's business model is built on offering low prices and high volumes, which can be challenging to maintain in an inflationary environment. The company's strategy is to maintain thin margins to encourage consumers to purchase more frequently and in larger quantities. However, rising inflation can impact Amazon's cost structure and make it difficult for the company to maintain its low prices. Additionally, Amazon may have to pay higher wages to retain employees and attract new talent, which can increase operating costs. As inflationary pressures rise, the company may also face higher shipping costs, which could further impact its margins. To mitigate the impact of inflation, Amazon may have to adjust its pricing strategy or look for ways to cut costs without compromising on quality. The company may also need to explore new revenue streams, such as advertising or subscriptions, to maintain its growth trajectory. Amazon incurred a huge loss of almost $3 billion in 2022, making it the company's worst quarter in 4 years. The e-commerce giant's fourth quarter results showed a loss of 27 cents per diluted share, or $2.7 billion, compared to the net income of $33.4 billion, or 3.24 cents per diluted share in 2021. This significant loss can be attributed to a slowdown in revenue growth and the impact of a recessionary outlook, which forced the company to lay off thousands of employees. Amazon stock is taking a hit as it continues to reduce its physical retail footprint. The company reported its lowest growth rate in any quarter since 2014, and its shares have declined by over 50% in the past year. The company's stock prices have fallen by more than 8% in 2023, making it the worst-performing stock in the Big Tank Group in 2022. If Amazon does not restructure its operations and understand consumer behavior in the physical retail environment, many more stores could shut down permanently, leading to the loss of hundreds of thousands of jobs. Amazon's market value has plummeted, making it the world's first public company to lose $1 trillion in market value. This represents the combined value of all the company's stocks, and investors have become disheartened by the collapse, resulting in Amazon being rated as a poor investment. The company's situation is threatening, with many jobs on the line and the potential for a financial and economic downturn. The retail sector is undergoing a massive shift, and even the biggest names in the industry may not be able to escape it. It is crucial for Amazon to make necessary changes to restructure its operations and understand consumer behavior in the physical retail environment to survive in the industry. While Amazon is still a dominant player in the world of e-commerce, the company is facing significant challenges that could impact its future growth prospects. It remains to be seen how Amazon will respond to these challenges, but it's clear that the company is no longer immune to the pressures of the market.